Welcome to Court TV on Crestview Community TV. I'm Ryan Hardy, your Crestview Community TV legal analyst, and today you're watching Docket Day. Now, Docket Day, last year and in previous years, it was the biggest court date. Now we've added a court date with pretrial conference happening the week before Docket Day, so Docket Day has shrunk down and gotten somewhat smaller. However, you're still going to see defendants who maybe have been in court for the first time, maybe their appearance was waived at pretrial conference, which we spoke about in that video. But when someone's called to the podium, you're going to see, again, one of a few things can happen. They can enter a plea. At that point, the case would be over, and they'll get sentenced either today, live on Crestview Community TV, or they'll get sentenced in a sentencing hearing down the road on one of those miscellaneous dates that we'll talk about in another video. They could also ask to continue the case. At that point, it would get set to another cycle 6 weeks down the road. The last thing they could do is they could announce ready for trial. And that means, hey, we're ready, when we're going to send this case to a court date called jury review. And then from that point, the case will get sent to a jury trial. And I know that's what we all really, really love to see. Those obviously are rare. They don't happen a lot. But we all get excited when we hear that, ready for trial.
A minimum of 220 months in prison with minimum mandatories, and he's facing a maximum of, he has an L1. I'm sorry, first degree felony, punishable by life.
Well, if someone's looking at that, I'm not gonna grant this deposition thing unless there's appropriate motion, or I may not with that, I don't know, but if you said there was a deposition you need to take of someone else, is that right?
That's correct. Not only medical personnel, but of Christopher Staley, who did not show up at a previously scheduled deposition, Judge. He was on leave.
I'll grant with him looking at that type of sentence, I'll grant the continuance regarding the deputy not showing up. This is not having to do with the records. So August 28th.
And I'll be happy to file the appropriate motion and argue it at that time.
All right, so August 28th, he's continued to.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have before the court. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Who wants to go, Mr. Got any other?
I've got a pass for a minute, Your Honor.
Judge, I've got some that I can call.
Are you ready to go, Mr. Williams?
I've got some that I can call, Judge.
That are.
Are you ready on your inmates, Mr. Williams?
I am, except for Ancharius. I need to
Mr.
speak. with
Gilbert,
him.
are you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, who's your client?
Your Honor, Michael Gilbert on behalf of Scott Hickerson in 23 CF 997. I have a waiver on file and have a written plea. May I approach?
Yes? Where is he? Is he inmate? Is he here?
No, he's out of town today.
Oh, okay, he's pleading to a misdemeanor then.
Yes, sir.
All right, so he is pleading to the charge of battery, and the state has agreed to this sentence, Ms.?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right, the court's going to sentence, this is a 23 CF 997 Scott Lee Hickerson, charge of battery, lesser included offense. He's sentenced to 11 months, 29 days probation, have an anger management course, no contact with the victim, statutory costs, adjudicated guilty, waive costs of supervision. Is that what y'all want that?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right, anything else that we need to, it's under 784.03 is the battery.
That's it.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
the body.
Need him here.
We have the
He's,
fingerprints.
you need to have him check in with probation, like, immediately.
I will, Your Honor. We'll get, so can I have 3 days on that?
Why is he not here?
He's out of town, Your Honor.
I know, well, I mean, why? Why is he out of town?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. He asked, and
He better get here within, he better check in within, by July 5th, or I'll have to issue a capias for him.
we'll do, Your Honor.
Now, office will be closed tomorrow, so not gonna help us any, but the 5th would be
Is it-
appropriate, I think.
We'll have him come in on the 5th.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
thank you.
That's all I have.
We'll put him on Thursday for status.
Okay, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. The
Morning.
first one I have on the docket is possibly number 28, Charles Owens, 21 CF 2984.
Okay.
Your Honor, we're trying to get him back into a facility. Last time he went in and didn't even let us know. So we're asking for a continuance to July 25th and hopefully have a final resolution in this matter.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
July 25th, okay? Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Yep. Any-
Mr. Owens has got a warrant for failure to appear.
For-
You come over this way. Failure to appear for plea day for a criminal trial. Okay, well, you guys go over here. Do you have anything out here?
All right, next.
Your Honor, the next one is Devin Robbins, 21 CF 2891.
Okay.
And Your Honor, based on my discussion with him, we are going to request a continuance and have this tentatively set for the September trial docket.
No objection to a continuance, Your Honor, but I believe he does need to be arraigned on the
That's-
amended information, Your Honor. The
That's
state
correct.
added a count 2, leaving the scene of an accident with injuries. It's a third-degree felony. It's a direct issue, no capias, so the bonds will remain the same, but I would ask that he be
How do you
arraigned on that.
plead on that?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Okay, so y'all want August 28th pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Robbins, get with Ms. Rivers, get ready for your case, okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Not tomorrow, but Wednesday. All right, Your Honor, the next one I have is Joshua Willis. He is before the court on 22 CF 1541, and we're announcing we're ready for trial.
State can be ready, Your Honor. We can put it on the second week,
How long we gonna take on this trial?
probably one day.
Okay, we'll have it, pick a jury on July 10th, and we'll have him come back on Wednesday.
And Your
That's-
Honor, if I could just have the defendant reject the state's pretrial intervention or pretrial diversion offer on the record.
Oh, he's
It was
got
a diversion with 6 months supervision.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes.
He wants to know that you
Yes, Your
rejected
Honor.
complete
Yes, Your Honor.
diversion for a misdemeanor.
Okay, you want to go trial? Okay.
Yes, sir.
It'll be so we got another trial, pick a jury. We'll pick a jury. We'll pick 2 juries. And then, part 1. We'll say, depending on how it goes, probably start, say, Wednesday afternoon or something like that. Tentatively Wednesday.
Judge, would it be possible if we set this for trial on Wednesday, and that way I could have my subpoenas out for Wednesday, and then we could just pick our jury on Wednesday and go from there?
Well, we got to have all these jurors come back. Don't we just typically pick all the juries on one day? Have they?
Well, Your Honor, the only thing I would say is,
Yeah.
didn't you say the first trial was going to be 2 days? So if we're
Yeah.
picking on the Monday, then
We'll
would we
pick
meet
a
on
we'll pick a
Thursday?
jury. We'll pick the jury for Mr. Willis on Wednesday morning. Okay.
Okay, July 12th. All right. And you'll need to come in and meet with me this week. Not tomorrow, because our office
Well,
is closed.
obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
What about Fridays?
Yeah. Office open Friday.
All right. I'll be in Friday.
Okay, that'll be
Same
fun.
office over.
Okay.
Right across the
So
street from the courthouse.
that was Mr.
Yeah.
Willis.
Yes.
All right.
That's it.
All right. I'll see you fellas.
Okay. Next.
I'll see my other clients, so that's all I have for right now.
Judge, I can call some cases.
Okay.
Jerry Lee Hawkins III. Judge, based on communications with Mr. Hawkins via email, I don't believe this case was set on the docket for trial. I think it was set because it was appeared to be a transfer of some sort. I have gone over or sent him a copy of the offer. And at this point, we're not in a position to take it. I'll just move to continue the case.
So, Mr. Williams is not taking the last offer I made, the plea charge,
He
court
wants to know
cost.
how he can get the felony off of him, and I have explained to him that at this point, the only way to do that is to take the case to trial, but he's not sat down with me. This has been communications via email over the course of the past few days.
But I want you,
can be a
I'm fine
withhold.
with that, Your Honor, but I also offered that I wasn't gonna take any action on the FTA. Obviously, I will take the action on the FTA now.
If we can do a withhold on it, that might work with him, or a lesser. I'll be happy to talk with him about that today and see if we can get it resolved.
No, are you saying no action on the FTA and a withhold on the other cases?
Yes, I will agree to a withhold.
Withhold means you don't have an adjudication of guilt. It means you could say under penalties of perjury, I've not been convicted of that offense.
Do you want to do that?
Don't you take?
Your Honor, can we pass this case for just few, Mr. Williams?
Have a seat, and we'll take you back in a few minutes, okay? You can think about it.
Okay. Sherry Lucky. Judge, Ms. Lucky, the reason she's set on the docket is she has a warrant for violation of the terms of her pretrial release. She's been on an alcohol monitor. The battery on the monitor went low. She needed to come in and have it changed. She advises that actually the underlying problem was a disagreement over her getting behind on her payments. At any event, that's all been fixed now. I'd ask that the court withdraw the warrant. She's been in court today as well as last week when the case was originally set.
This was not on the docket for today to hear this motion to recall the warrant. It was on the docket because defense counsel waived her appearance at pretrial last week, and I was told she had this warrant, so I asked that she be put on for docket day. So she does have a pending warrant. I would ask that that warrant be executed, and if defense wants to file a motion to recall that, I may need to have witnesses testify as to the issue why pretrial services and Your Honor signed the order revoking bond and commanding arrest.
All right,
I
well,
can show the proof on my phone.
she'll be,
Payments.
she can be at first appearance tomorrow and perhaps let out on some type of bond. It's probably
Judge,
revoking.
tomorrow is going to be July the 4th.
Yeah, but there's still first appearances on July 4th. Whoever the-
I understand that, Judge. I'm trying to avoid, I'll be honest and frank with you, I'm trying to avoid driving over from Pensacola, Florida on July the 4th, but if that's what I have to do, then that's what I'll do.
Judge Ward, who's the duty judge?
The allegation isn't not making the payments. The allegation is failing to let them change the battery.
Why don't you just appear by Zoom for first, if Judge Ward will let you, ask him, but, yep. Miss Glisson is not agreeable to what you're asking, and she apparently wants some witnesses or something, and,
I may need witnesses, Your Honor. I'm just briefing over the order, and it looks like she failed to report, excuse me, to pretrial services for 2 months. She didn't change her scram monitor.
sorry, gotta go.
She advises she has proof that she's made the payment.
This is not the
She's-
trial. I'm about to get angry.
I'm sorry,
And then
sir.
everybody else will be mad because I'm angry because y'all made me angry, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, but.
Oh,
Next,
they're gonna have to check you.
you may get out tomorrow with the duty judge. The duty judge may let you out, but
Judge, would you change it to no bond pending first appearance? Because if you set it at no bond, then Judge Ward's going to have his hands tied anyway.
I would object to that, Your Honor.
well, no bond first appearance because doesn't seem to be an act of violence that I'm hearing. Is there
No,
any
Judge, she's
allegation?
alleged to have
Okay,
wet the
no
battery.
bond first appearance, pending first appearance.
Thank you, Judge.
I'll do that.
Judge, I also have Danny Mason.
Where's Danny Mason? Is he here?
Judge, I do not see him. We were set for if he had paid. Let me just ask the clerk. Madam Clerk, did he come in and pay $100 on the case that he still owed $100 on, the PTI case? We ultimately had to send him a letter, Judge. Both the numbers we had for him were no longer valid. Okay. It won't make any good. There's no way for me to call him. We can pass him until last. That's fine. Maybe he'll show up late.
No, Capias, we'll put $100 cash bond on that. That could go to his costs when he's arrested. If he come up with $100, he can,
Okay.
how about that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That was Mr. Mason?
That's correct, Danny Mason.
Okay, $100 cash bond on that, which can be applied toward what he owes. Oh, he owes money on another case?
Judge, the
Right.
agreement is if he completes the requirements on the PTI, then both cases will be dismissed. So I'd ask that on the second case you give him an ROR.
Why is he not here?
Judge, I wish I had a firm answer for that.
No bond, Capias, on the second case.
Thank you, Judge.
So he can pay the $100 and then, I don't know what he's gonna do. I guess he's gonna have to hope you can get him out on the,
I'm guessing that what he thought was, because he had expressed to us that he
don't
thought.
guess.
Yes, sir. Sierra McDonald?
Sierra McDonald. This is 21 CF 2972. Okay, good.
Yeah, we can just agree. I phone me so I can get. You do that. No, that's fine.
Let me get your signature right there.
Ms. McDonald, the dependency judge controls all those issues, that, whatever, okay.
Yes, sir. What's today's date?
Today is the 3rd, 7/3/23.
And what do I do from here?
If you want to wait, I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you're Sierra McDonald. Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. All right, this is 21 CF 2972, State of Florida versus Sierra McDonald. Ms. McDonald, you want to enter a nolo contendere plea to child neglect without serious bodily harm, a third-degree felony. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Are you
Yes,
aware of
sir.
the rights you're waiving by
Yes,
entering
sir.
this plea? Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Adjudication is withheld, which means you don't have a conviction. Okay, that's what that means.
Yes, sir.
3 years probation with all standard conditions and costs, substance abuse evaluation and treatment. No notice UA, parenting class. You shall not be sole caregiver of any minors until completed parenting class and have a substance abuse evaluation. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
We request the supervision fees be waived.
All right. All right, thank you. Next one.
Nathan Neighbors?
Nathan Neighbors.
Madam Clerk, if you can confirm for us that Mr. Neighbors has paid his restitution, $1,140.87. I think that's the payment we were looking for.
Do what now?
She said, huh? She said if he's done it, it's not through the clerk's office, so it looks like he paid. Well, that says clerk of court. Yeah, that's fine. Judge, we can pass it for a few minutes. Let the prosecutor look through the paperwork. It makes a difference whether it's 12 months or 6 months. Yes.
On the cases that we're actually going to go to trial, I need the jury instructions Thursday before the Monday of
Yes, sir.
selection.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is Mr. Hudson.
This is Judge.
Good morning, Your
This
Honor.
is going to be a plea to felony DUI for time served.
Gary Hudson.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court is the truth, so help you God?
I do, yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Let me get this question.
Thank you. And we'll ask what is just DCC requirements. Is the fourth or subsequent.
Mr. Hudson,
Yes, Your Honor.
this is 23 CF.
'51, Judge.
51, okay. You want to enter, Mr. Hudson, you want to enter a no contest plea
Yes, Your Honor.
to DUI, fourth or greater, a third-degree felony, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes,
You
I-
understand the
yeah.
rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevents you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, Your Honor.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Very pleased.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty. Sentence you to time served. What does D6, any requirements, mean?
Judge, D6 is an order directing that his license be suspended until mandatory requirements are met.
All
For
right.
example, you can D6 a fine or court costs, or in the case of a DUI.
All right, I'll order, all the statutory requirements have to be met regarding his license. They're going to do that anyway,
Yes, sir.
regardless of what judge nowadays. Okay. Anything further for him? I guess
No, Judge.
you're getting out to see some fireworks today.
Judge, he's got a couple other cases.
Other cases? Sorry. Okay.
Okay. All right, Gary. Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Williams.
Okay. Okay. All right. Mr. Hawkins, you come back up, sir. Mr. Hawkins, the state's agreeing to dismiss the felony charge. You would just be entering pleas to the misdemeanors. It would still be for time served.
You want to do that? Time served, no jail time, no probation, nothing.
No jail time, no probation.
That's right. And court, but you got court costs.
I can understand, yes, sir.
All right, Jerry Lee Hawkins, this is 21 CF 1802, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
You got a score,
There won't be a score
I mean,
sheet
a
because
plea form?
let me get his signature on it. Okay. And the court costs actually will be less. It's over on this page, sir. Sorry.
Ms. Rivers, jury instructions the Thursday before trial, jury selection.
Yes, sir.
Mind if I date this for you?
Yes.
All right.
All right, this is 21 CF 1802, State of Florida versus Jerry Lee Hawkins, third. Mr. Hawkins, you want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of, let's see.
B counts 1 and 2, Judge.
All right. Count 1, driving license suspended or revoked, first conviction, second-degree misdemeanor, and possession of paraphernalia. A first-degree misdemeanor and a felony is going to be dismissed, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
So you're entering a plea to a first-degree misdemeanor and a second-degree misdemeanor. You understand that? All right, did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? Did you read and sign this plea form? You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams done for you on your case? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge guilty. Sentence you to time served on all counts. Standard court costs, for misdemeanor, cost of prosecution, $50 PD app fee, and the state's going to take no action on any failure to appear. So that's it.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay? Thank you. Mr. Cotton?
I'm ready, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, you done?
I am for
temporarily.
now. Yeah.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Your Honor, Byron Cotton with Karen Jean Lehman before the court. We reached an agreement in this case. Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
Your Honor, I've spoken with Ms. Glisson on this case. What we would like to do today, if it please the court, is go ahead and enter the plea, and she would come back on July 25th to be sentenced in accordance with the plea agreement.
Okay.
He has no objection to that, Your Honor.
Ms. Lehman, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God?
I do.
This is 22 CF 2309, State versus Karen Jean Lehman. You want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of, sale, manufacture, controlled substance, a second-degree felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, tampering with evidence, a third-degree felony, and trafficking in fentanyl, more than 3 grams, less than 14. It looks like...
Judge, that should be 4. I apologize. Statutorily, somebody must have...
Should be what?
That's just statutorily, it's over 4 grams.
More than 4 grams?
Yes, sir.
That looks like a first-degree felony, correct?
It is, Judge.
All right. So you understand the charges you're pleading to, Ms. Lehman? Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Mr. Cotton's done for you on your case?
Sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it and will postpone sentencing till July 25th, so in a couple of weeks. Okay?
Fine. Is that at 9 a.m., Your Honor?
Yes.
See you then. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Hardy?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes.
Ryan Hardy with Michelle Hillier, 23 CF 737. Hillyer's present approaching.
Your Honor, the state is going to dismiss the charges against Ms. Hillier per the victim's request. They filed a sworn affidavit where the victim claimed it was a misunderstanding and he did not wish to press charges.
This is 23 CF 737, State versus Michelle Hillier. State's going to drop the charges. You have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Charges are dropped. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, my next cases are Philip Merritt, 21 CF 3302, 21 CF 3294, and 22 CF 2724. And Your Honor, I've spoken with the state. We want to pass this to the next pretrial. We gave a statement from one of the victims, and the state needs to talk to them first.
Objection.
August 28th. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I could go ahead and call, I believe it's number 30 on the docket, Charles Velez, 21 CF 2690.
Hang on one second. Mr. Merritt, bring Mr. Merritt back here. I've got on my docket, Mr. Merritt has another case that it says no attorney.
Your Honor, I'll be taking over that case.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, so August 28th on that one, too?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Again, Your Honor, that's Charles Velez, 21 CF 2690.
Charles Velez.
I believe it's number 30 on the docket or something close there, too.
Is he here?
No, Your Honor.
They would ask for a KPS, Your Honor, no bond.
No bond capious, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I do have a couple out of custody as well.
All right, thank you.
First, Your Honor, I have Mr. Brandon Burdette.
Mr. Burdette.
Your Honor, on Mr. Burdette's case, this is 22 CF 2160. Judge, we are here today because we had set this case for trial, and we're still ready for trial.
Okay. Let me find him real quick. Okay, so, Mr. Burdette, yes, Ms. Leon?
The state filed a motion to continue this case because one of the FDLE reports is not available yet, and this is the first continuance that the state is seeking. It's a very relevant piece of information to prove the possession of controlled substances charge.
Judge, I object for the record. We are ready for trial. We have all the information we believe we need.
Well, they haven't asked for a continuance, and they say it's, have you had a continuance yet?
We have had several, I'll be honest with the court
Y'all
on that
had
one, of course.
continuances, they haven't had any. So continuance granted.
The state will be ready for next pretrial
August
cycle, Your Honor.
28th, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Talk in the meantime, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Judge, the next person I have is Mr. Ronald Collins. Your Honor, Mr. Collins is present and approaching. This is 22 CF 2265, 22 CF 2266. Judge, we were hoping to get some additional statements today. That's why we'd set it today without subpoenas. If we could leave this set for a status hearing on July 27th.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, sir. July 27th.
Judge, I believe there's also a no contact provision with his brother who is present, Mr. Grindle. I would do an oral motion to modify that contact. His brother is here and can speak as to whether he would like contact. If there's any objection from the state as to that.
I didn't know there was a motion to modify pretrial release, so, okay, I need a notice.
His brother is here.
If y'all can just stipulate or something, send me a written stipulated order.
Okay.
If you can. Save time.
That's fine, if I can, yes, so I'll have the time to talk
Right.
with the victim.
The state's got to talk to you, sir, and, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
July 27th. Okay, next.
I can call.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
Judge, next I have Mr. Jeremy Ford. Your Honor, Mr. Ford is present and approaching. Judge, we are set on today's docket for Mr. Ford's case. This is 22 CF 3188. Judge, we are ready for trial.
State is ready as well, Your Honor.
Okay. We will, how long trial do you need for this?
A day at most.
Pick a jury. Let's see. Think we can squeeze this in on the first week, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
On Monday.
Well, Monday, we already...
We got 2 other trials scheduled for that week.
I haven't even been to his office and seen him one time to know what's going on at all. They talking about ready for trial and all this. I ain't even talked to him in his office yet. Matter of fact, I ain't even talked to him, period.
And Your Honor, this case has been going on for some time. He's had ample opportunity to make an appointment. In addition, I've spoken with him. I'm saying ready for trial based on my conversations with him, based on his desires,
His office
Judge.
said he's been booked up since August 8th. How can I make an appointment if he's booked up to August 8th?
Well,
Did you communicate the last offer to Mr. Ford?
what is that offer?
2 years?
The last offer that we had, Judge, was 24 months DOC without amendment. The state was willing to stipulate that it was a constructive possession of firearm case instead of actual possession. I've communicated that offer to Mr. Ford. We've spoken about the allegations in the limited time that we have had together, and
We ain't had no time together.
And-
Sir, I ain't even seen nothing to do with my case yet. Nothing.
So 24 months prison is what you're asking?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant was found by law enforcement holding the rifle in his hands. So he is facing a 3 years minimum mandatory for that.
Pick a jury on, let's see, what is the Friday?
I was deer hunting, Your Honor.
Okay, well, the jury will hear whatever it is that your defense is, I'm sure. So we got, let's see, July, what's Friday of that
That
July?
Friday is July 14th, Judge, of the first
14th?
week.
We'll pick a jury the morning of July 14th. That should be a Friday, I guess.
Very well.
And hang on one second. Can you tell me where his name is on the docket? It's Ford, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I can pull him up on my docket.
25?
Yes, I have him as 24. They must have been updated.
All right, let's see. Okay, Jeremy Ford. So we'll put him July, was it 14th?
14th is next Friday, Judge.
Pick a jury. 1-day trial. And okay, so we're picking a jury on Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and Friday, correct?
For the other cases, yeah.
Good. We get to try out these wonderful courtrooms the citizens of Crestview have provided for us.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good.
Mr. Ford, you can call my office today to make an appointment.
Thank you, sir.
Next, Your Honor, I have Mr. Jack Guerin. Sure.
Jack Guerin.
Your Honor, Mr. Guerin is present. This is 21 CF 2053.
Okay.
We have an agreement, Judge, I believe.
Mr. Guerin, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court is true, so help you God?
Sir.
Thank
If I may
you.
approach.
Okay. All right, this is State of Florida versus Jack Dennis Guerin, 21 CF 2053. Mr. Guerin, you want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, and the state's going to dismiss count 1, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And take no action on the failure to appear?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form, Mr. Guerin? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Excuse me. Adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to time served, $100 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $150 PD fee, all due within 180 days or goes to collections. Thank you.
You like? Yeah. Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Thomas and Tillman. This is 21 CF 35, 21 CF 1266. Judge, in speaking with Mr. Tillman, I believe he would like to enter a plea to the bench on both of these cases and set sentencing for a later time.
What is, let me find him first.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Frank Tillman,
Yes, Your Honor.
and he's got a charged with second degree in 21 CF 35, second degree murder with weapon, I guess,
With a weapon, not a firearm.
and lewd, and 21 CF 1266, lewd and lascivious behavior, less than 12 years of age, correct?
Those are the charges, Judge.
Sanders? I mean,
Sandler, Your Honor.
Sandler, I'm sorry, Sandler.
That's okay. That's correct, Your Honor. And the state has spoken to the victims. They're okay with not being here today and being heard at sentencing.
Well, have you got a plea for him?
I haven't had the chance to write one up, Judge. To effectuate that, I'm happy to write that up in just a few minutes.
Well, okay. I mean, what's the maximum he's looking at? What's the minimum?
Potentially 2 life sentences, Judge, because they're both PBLs or life felonies. The score sheet we received from the state indicates 301.5 months DOC as a presumptive minimum. There is not a minimum mandatory.
And I'm probably going to end up ordering a pre-sentence investigation on this.
Yes, Your Honor. Are you sure there's not a minimum mandatory on the sex charge?
I don't believe there is. We can confirm with Ms.
Also,
All right, well, go ahead and get a plea form filled out, if that's what you want to do.
Very well.
And we'll bring him back in a few minutes.
That's fine.
I'm going to order PSI. I'm not going to sentence someone on this without knowing more.
Certainly.
Agreed? I mean,
absolutely, Your Honor.
okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Amos Washington. This is 21 CF 2413. Judge, we were set today kind of as a status. Ms. Sandler and I have been in extensive talks about trying to resolve this case. I took over this case back in August, Judge, or sometime late last year after he fired Mr. Benjamin Buck, who's actually currently under investigation by the Florida Bar. The entire time that I've had this case, Judge, we've been discussing how to try to resolve it with some kind of negotiated plea or some kind of cap or lower-end cap, higher-end cap, things of that nature. Mr. Washington, in fact, even directed me to not take depositions because the witnesses in this case are young children. We want to avoid having them traumatized. Speaking with Ms. Sandler, we tried to reach a cap. Unfortunately, she has been prohibited from offering a cap by her office. That puts us in a situation where Mr. Washington is otherwise looking at a life sentence. We have some mitigation information that we'd like to present it to sentencing, but we want that sort of guarantee that we have those sort of confines, which is sort of preventing a plea today on Mr. Washington's case. If there was a cap that the state was able to offer, I'm sure we would actually be pleading today or sometime this week so that the victim's family could be here, and this case would be moving closer to resolution. Otherwise, it looks like we may have to go to a trial, which is still going to take time. Again, we haven't done depositions because the entire time we have been working towards resolution.
Well, what do you say?
Your Honor, the state's not in a position to offer a cap at this time.
So, I want to make sure I understand. Are you pleading?
He's not entering a plea, Judge. I just wanted to make sure the record was clear that we've been working for.
If you entered a plea, would you be arguing for a certain sentence, and they'd be arguing for a certain sentence? There's no statutory prohibition on a cap.
Right. He's charged with second-degree murder with a firearm that carries a 25-year minimum mandatory and a potential life maximum.
Of course, I'd order a PSI before I would sentence someone on that with a plea. With that in consideration, you want to continue the case and talk about it, or something?
Otherwise, all we could do today, I think, Judge, is continue it and either start gearing it up for trial, or if there is a time that we'd like to enter a plea, then we would.
May we approach Your Honor?
I really want, before I sentence anybody to anything, especially something, I want a full background of the state's and the victims' concerns and what they want and what any mitigation may be from the defense. I mean, he's looking at perhaps life in prison or something, or a 25-year. I'm not going to just sentence somebody without a full, detailed background if he entered a plea. So I'm not going to hold myself to a cap unless the statute requires me to. I mean, I'm going to be open to whatever any legal sentence would be.
If we could approach, Your Honor.
Okay.
Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999. We're state licensed and insured, family owned and operated with 24 years of local service. We specialize in shingles and metal, re-roofs, repairs, and leak specialists. For all of your roofing needs, call us today or visit our website at cqroofing.com. CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes. Check out amandasheroes.com for more information.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview's historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Fat Boy's Juicy Beef and Tasty Bird is located at 482 North Wilston Street in historic downtown Crestview, just 1 block from the courthouse. We open at 10 a.m. with amazing lunch specials until 2 p.m., serving incredible burgers, wings, sandwiches, and appetizers. Join us for happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you soon.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 398-5389.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base location.
Mr. Washington, we're going to continue this to July 27th. And the court would like to order probation to do a pre-plea PSI.
Essentially a PSI before he pleads.
Can you do that statutorily?
I know, we've never done one of those.
I've never seen that done, but this.
Ask if we're even
Okay.
able to.
Well, I wasn't sure because I've never seen it done, but if there's some prohibition, certainly not. But that's what they're requesting, and if you're not allowed to by statute or office policy or something, very good, that's fine. It's just they would like to try that and see if that. I said I do not know if we can, if I even can order a pre-plea PSA. Would you check on that?
I will, Your Honor. The office is not open today.
I got you. Well, we're setting it for the 27th of July.
And let you know by then.
Let me know by then. I'm not saying get it done by then. I'm just saying just let me know.
I'll let Ms. Cheryl know by the end of the week.
Okay.
Fair
Well,
But at least by
yeah.
the
Just
27th.
I'm not ordering it
Okay.
until we talk about it July 27th. Tell me if it violates any probation policy or statute. Certainly, we won't do that.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, July 27th.
Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs for Jason Blocker. This is 22 CF 1710, 22 CF 2879. If I can have just one moment, actually, Judge.
Okay. Okay.
Judge, in Mr. Blocker's case, we are ready for trial. I think the state was choosing to go on a particular case first.
Yes, Your Honor. 22 CF 1710.
Just that case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Just that one? And not the 22 CF 2879?
No, Your Honor.
Not that one.
What about July 17th, pick a jury?
No, Your Honor. I will not be available from the 17th through the 20th. I could do that Friday. This also should take one day, correct?
We could do this on, since we're doing the 14th, I could do this either the 13th or the 10th, because it looks like those days are open. Well, unless
Yeah,
the other
what are you
trials.
No, the 10th is not.
I got
10th is
three
not.
trials. I got three trials that say they're definitely going to trial July 10th. I mean, I can only, I could perhaps get a senior judge. I don't know who it would be.
So if we're doing the 14th, that's the Friday, would the 13th potentially be open that Thursday? Or
I
would?
don't know.
Okay.
How could I possibly know?
The 21st, Your Honor.
21st of what?
July, or the 22nd. Is a Thursday or a Friday? We only need
Oh,
one
you're talking
day.
about, okay. So
The second week, the Friday of the second week.
Okay, so you want to go with, what is that day of the July 17th? What is that Friday?
It's a
The
month.
21st.
21st.
Yeah, that's the 21st.
Pick a jury and go.
Yes, Your Honor.
We should be able to.
One-day trial. Okay, we'll do that. Aggravated assault, and if y'all get these resolved, someone let me know, because we got
Absolutely.
jurors coming. And they're
Yes,
wasting
Your Honor, we will.
Absolutely.
So, all right, July 21st, Mr. Blocker will have a trial, you'll have a trial, and I'll, one-day trial, and So get with Mr. Gibbs and get ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
Or Mr. Gibbs, get with him.
Certainly, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Creech, Mr. Creech.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Stephen Creech, 21 CF 2333, 21 CF 2680, 23 CF 87. Judge, I believe we are also ready for trial. I believe the state wants to proceed on 2680 first.
That's correct, Judge. He currently scores on this case alone 92.25 months. That's about 7.5 years. State has offered 36 months for credit for time served. We note he has about 20 months in. We formally reject that offer as we go forward today. I also believe he's being served with HFO.
Hang on a second. Mr. Creech, they are offering you
36 months is a downward departure. He scores
downward
2.25 months on my case alone.
They're offering you a downward departure to 22.2 months?
36 months.
36 months, Judge.
Oh, 36 months, a downward departure, and with credit for time served, and you have about 20 months?
20-some, I believe. He was at
Something already served?
He's been in jail since 2021, Judge.
That's just on that case, but the other cases?
Essentially on two cases, 21 CF 2333 and 21 CF 2680. Judge, he's been in jail since 2021, since the later part of 2021.
You'll get credit for time served if you want to enter a plea. 36-month sentence, credit for 20-something months time served. Habitual felony offender, though, if you don't win at trial.
So what the state's offering. Stephen. Your Honor, I believe he would like to decline that offer and leave this set for trial.
July 17th will be, how many days we need for this?
1 day.
I think it can be a pick and go. We do the 19th. I also have court in the other division in Fort Walton Beach.
Y'all have judges in other divisions that are as kind-hearted and nice as I am to just let you. How come mine don't go first?
If we could just do the Wednesday pick and go, that would be that or sometime.
Any of the open days, Judge, work for me. I'll be here.
So July 19th, Wednesday?
Battery on Jelly, on inmate. I'll sign 12-1 right now.
No, that offer, well, for the record, Mr. Creech is also with me, 21 CF 2333 and 23 CF 87. The offer of 12-1 was revoked when he set the case for trial, and is formally, officially revoked today. The state is seeking habitual felony offender, which means that if it's found guilty, whatever sentence will be served consecutively.
Sounds like, okay, we'll set him for Wednesday, July 19th. So we got, so I think we have another one set on the 21st, Mr. Blocker, I believe. Okay, so we'll have a trial for Mr. Creech on one of his cases. 2021 CF 2680 on Wednesday, July 19th. Correct?
Yes. Your Honor, if I may state for the record, if we were to take Ms. Barrickman's offer of 36 months, I would ask for a concurrent sentence, so he would have to only serve the 36 months.
Wow, that's okay. What do you think about that? So, pardon?
Let me pull up.
We've got a beautiful courtroom. I'm all excited about these trials. I hope we get to have all these trials. But citizens of Crestview have built this beautiful courthouse for everybody, and I'd like to utilize it to its fullest extent. But that Why don't we just call Mr. Blocker back here at the end? Excuse me, Mr. Creech back here in a minute or two?
No, I think we're ready for trial, Judge.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
Good.
17? Yes, sir. 19th. I'll come see you before then, for sure.
I think that's, was about 5 trials so far?
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Justin Cumby. This is 23 CF 1044, 22 CF 2019.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
I want the latest information on all these cases from the state. If you've amended, I mean, you know, so when I read the jury, what,
It's actually revoking term.
you know how we do it.
Yeah.
Sure it says revoking term. So if that's what you want to do, if you would sign right there for me, please. Your Honor, if I may approach. Written plan score sheet, Judge. No objection to the score sheet. This is going to be a downward departure.
All right, you're Justin Cumby?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is 22 CF 2019 and 23, is that CF also?
Yes, Judge. 22 CF 2019, 23 CF 1044.
1044. Okay, Mr. Cumby, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You want to admit that you violated probation, and that's in 22 CF 2019, and plead no contest in 23 CF 1044 to possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, a second-degree felony, and possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. On the misdemeanor, you're sentenced to time served. On the felonies, the VOP and the felony, you're sentenced to 18 months, Department of Corrections, credit for time served concurrent, $200 cost of prosecution, $250 PD fee, standard court cost to collections, revoke and terminate probation, and this is a downward departure for a legitimate, uncoerced plea bargain.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? Thank you.
Judge, that's all I have at the moment, I believe. We'll bring back Mr. Tillman shortly.
Judge, if I can call a case real quick. Dana Lewis is in the courtroom. Somebody told her she needed to be here today. We had a little bond hearing on her late last week, and the court granted it. She's been released from jail, and we had continued the case until August 28th, but we don't want to get her in Dutch with her bondsman or anything like that.
Hang on one second. Is it adjudicated on Mr. Cumby? Adjudicated on Mr. Cumby. Okay, so who are we talking about now, Mr. Williams?
We're talking about Dana Lewis, D-A-N-A Lewis. I'm sorry, I don't have her file or case number for you.
You wanted to,
I don't believe she's on the docket.
oh, okay.
But because when we had her last week and the court granted our request that she get out on bond, we passed the case until the 28th. But somebody, I don't know who.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was on court on Thursday, you released me out on bond, and I got a signature bond, and I was told in court not to come back till the 28th, okay? Well, when I got bonded out, somebody told me I was supposed to be here today, and it was only, it was my bail's bondsman, okay? But if it wasn't for him and I would have just got out, I wouldn't have been here, is my point to that, you know what I mean? And I would have got another FTA, okay? And when I just got bonded out of jail, okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm in fear for my life, okay? I'm being harassed by these cops. Okay, every time I've been arrested, the last 4 times is by these same 2 cops, and for no reason. And I don't even know how to go about doing this. When I just got bonded out of jail on
Well, I
Thursday.
can revoke your bond and put you in jail, then they won't harass you. How about that?
No, I'm not trying to be.
Is that what you're wanting?
No.
All right, be back on August 28th. Thank you. If they're harassing, I don't know if they are or not. So.
Judge, I've got a couple of out of custody that I can call. Nathan Neighbors. I'm sorry. Oh, you need to duck in? All right. Sorry about that.
Ms. Flowers, you got, okay.
Jennifer Flowers, for the record, for Tyrone White. He's also not on the docket. He was issued a no bond capias for pretrial conference. He's been in touch with my office. He was in the hospital, and he actually left against medical
All right,
advice.
do you want to, you're asking to revoke?
I'm asking to recall the warrant and set him for the next trial, for 8/28.
Miss, who? Miss Leone?
It's fine, Your Honor.
Miss Glisson?
No objection to
August
setting it.
28th.
Okay. Thank you,
And
Your
I'll
Honor.
recall, was there a warrant?
There was a warrant.
Capias?
Yeah,
I'll
capias.
recall the capias. Okay, you're okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. He's been in contact with my office.
Okay.
He was just in the hospital, and thank you, Your Honor. He was in pain, so I wanted to go ahead and take him, so, thank you.
Your Honor, can Ms. Rivers and I approach on Joshua Willis?
Willis?
So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays, 10 until 3 p.m.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
Congratulations, Dixie Dan Powell, for your recent induction into the National Trial Lawyers Top 100. The National Trial Lawyers Top 100 is an organization celebrating premier trial lawyers from across the country who meet stringent qualifications as civil and/or criminal defense lawyers.
Hello, this is Chris Norman at Bulldog Bail Bonds. Our office is in Crestview, Florida, but we service 7 Northwest Florida counties. If you ever find yourself in a jam, please give us a call. We're here to help you out.
For more than 70 years, the sweet aroma.
Okay, next case. Mr. Williams,
Judge,
you
I've got a couple that I can call. Charles McBride.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, give me 5 seconds on McLean. I want to look something up on the clerk's website. Sorry. He can wait right there.
Did we, Mr. Cumbie, he entered a plea, didn't he? Okay. Okay, so
Mr. McBride, come on up, sir. Judge, we've got a negotiated plea in this case. We're going to set sentencing off, though, until August 28th so we can get his affairs in order.
Okay. Mr. This is 22 CF 72 and 22 CF 792, State of Florida versus Eddie Lee McBride. You are Eddie Lee McBride?
Yes, Judge.
Would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a no contest plea to the charge in 22 CF 72 of a third-degree felony possession of cocaine, and in 22 CF 792 a third-degree felony tampering with evidence, and all the other cases, all the other counts in both cases will be null pros, correct? Dismissed, correct? Ms.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
That's correct.
So you're pleading to 2 third-degree felonies, and then the state's going to get rid of all these misdemeanors. You understand that, Mr. McBride?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, Judge.
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Yes.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Court adjudged you guilty in both cases. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to, we'll set off sentencing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Till July?
Excuse me, August 28th.
August 28th? Okay, we'll do the sentencing August 28th. Okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, be back on August 28th, okay?
I expect so.
Yes, sir. All right, Judge Nathan Neighbors, 23 CF 256. Judge, this is a negotiated plea as well. Basically, Judge, it's going to be probation, but he's going to be allowed early term at 6 months if he's had no violations and completed all his conditions.
And paid all his monies.
All right, this is 23 CF 256, State versus Nathan Neighbors. Mr. Neighbors, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's truth, so help you God?
Sir.
All right, this is 23 CF 256, State of Florida versus Nathan Neighbors. Mr. Neighbors, did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware and understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Sir.
And you're entering a plea to a third-degree felony, correct? Criminal mischief, Mr. Williams?
That's correct, Judge.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevents you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work that Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge guilty. 12 months supervised probation with early termination at 6 months with no
If all conditions are met and no violations, Judge.
okay, no violation, any other law violations, and all your conditions are met, and you paid your monetary obligations, which are standard court costs and all,
There's a restitution amount in the plea offer or plea agreement as well, Judge.
an anger management class, pay $1,140.87 restitution to Okaloosa County Department of Corrections. Standard court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $50 PD fee, and $50 PD app fee, and $100 PD fee. And so is the restitution part of what he must do to get the 6 months termination?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, anything further?
May I approach with a score sheet?
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And we'll request a supervision fee to Amy.
All right. All right, Antarius McLean.
Judge, if we can approach briefly.
Okay.
of the Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs has permeated the downtown area. If you have not experienced the unique flavor of Crestview's Coney Islands burgers and hot dogs, then I encourage you to join us for lunch. Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m., Friday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We're located in historic downtown Crestview at 107 North Main Street. Call 850-683-1045. Dave's Tire Pros makes buying tires simpler. They offer a straightforward approach to tire and auto service that includes nationwide warranties, a hassle-free experience, and a great selection of Michelin tires. No matter what you drive or where you have driven, Michelin has a tire to fit any need. Visit our store in Crestview or online at Dave'sTirePros.com. Tire Pros love the drive.
Hey, I'm David at Family Vision of Crestview. We've been providing excellent optical service for Northwest Florida for over 34 years. Come in and let us take care of you.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office on North Verdon Boulevard for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestview.agent.com.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
CQ Roofing, your hometown roofer since 1999.
Mr. McLean, there may be some developments. Mr. Williams perhaps has found some video, wants to look at some videos or something. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Well, I'm wanting him to look at some videos.
Okay.
And I'll make arrangements. I've already emailed my investigator, but I think he's off today. Most of the non-essential personnel are.
Maybe some developments that we'll talk about July 27th.
Okay.
Okay? Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Lee, Your Honor, if you...
Yes, we take pleas all the time.
Charles Velez. Your Honor, he's before the court on 21 CF 2690. Just going to need the state to sign it real quick.
Mr.
Yes, Your Honor, if you had issued a capias, we would ask for the court to withdraw the capias. He was, no objection.
Okay, I'll withdraw the capias. I was just seeing if he was on the docket today.
Your Honor, he was number 30 on my docket, but I don't have the most recent docket. So he would be around number 30.
I got it. Okay.
That's Charles Velez.
All right, this is 21 CF 2690, Charles Velez. Mr. Velez, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. You want to enter a no contest plea to is it a felony fleeing, attempting to...
Resisting without violence, Your Honor.
Oh, I see. Okay. I got you. A misdemeanor, resisting without violence. That's all you're pleading, no contest. That's what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you read and sign this plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Very happy, sir.
And the state's going to drop the charges on count 1, the felony?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty on count 2, resisting without violence. Sentence you to credit for time served. $270 court costs, $50 cost of prosecution, $50 PD fee, $50 application fee, and adjudicated. So just pay those fees, say 180 days, or they go to judgment.
Yes,
Okay?
sir. No problem, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Go ahead and get him ready. I got 2 others. Your Honor, I have a couple more out of custody.
Okay.
Your Judge, the first I have is Miss Cecily Austin. Your Honor, Miss Austin is present and approaching. This is 22 CF 2763, 21 CF 1945. Judge, we're asking for a continuance on this case. She was here today, so we could make sure that she was here. She wasn't here last week. I don't believe the court issued a KPS.
August 28th, how about that? Okay, August 28th, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Miss Austin, make sure you get with Mr. Gibbs, get ready for your case, okay?
Yes, sir. Let's try to set up an appointment, okay? Next, Your Honor, I have Miss Miranda Ballantyne. Your Honor, Miss Ballantyne is present and approaching. This is 22 CF 1807. Judge, we are ready for trial.
That's Miss
Valentine, okay, let's see.
No, that's the name.
Ballantyne.
Valentine.
Yeah.
Your Honor, the state has filed a motion to continue last week because the main officer is unavailable, is out of town, and is due to come back here, is deployed on the 24th.
Y'all ask for a continuance?
We have in the past, Judge. I just want to object for the record.
August 28th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. So, Your Honor, I'd like to recall Mr. Tillman. Judge, this is 21 CF 35, 21 CF 1266. That's what it said there. Again. Sign right there, please. In today's date, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Your Honor, I have an agreement if I may approach. Or a written plea, I'm sorry.
Okay. See the attorneys real quick. Woman, is it Tamunchin? Is that your first name? Sir?
Tomashin.
Tomashin?
I usually go by
Okay.
Frank, though, but yeah.
All right. Now, this is Tomashin Frank Tillman, State of Florida versus Thomason Frank Tillman, 21 CF 35. Is that correct, Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you please, Mr. Tillman, raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court's the truth, so help you God? All right, you want to enter a no contest plea in 21 CF 35, a life felony, first-degree felony punishable, is that first-degree felony punishable?
Yes, Your Honor.
First-degree felony punishable by life, second-degree murder, and in 21 CF 1266, second-degree felony punishable by life with a minimum mandatory 25 years, lewd and lascivious, molestation under 12 years of age. You understand that? And you want to enter a no contest plea to those charges, correct? You understand that it could give you a maximum life sentence, and also there's a minimum mandatory 25 years on the lewd and lascivious count. You understand that? Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that would prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea? Is there any DNA evidence that the state or defense is aware of that would exonerate Mr. Tillman?
None from the state, Your Honor.
I'm not aware of any evidence, Judge, that would exculpate Mr. Tillman.
Is there a stipulated factual basis for the plea?
We would incorporate the arrest report by an offense report by reference, Judge.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, orders a pre-sentence investigation, sets sentencing for
Judge, we'd request August 31st for
August 31st.
sentencing. I think that's enough time to make sure we have a PSI, and we may also need a mitigation evaluation.
Okay, August 31st.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business with the court. May I be excused?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles Russell, Public Defender's Office, Judge. This is my Kelton Lett. He's number 32 on my docket. Case number is 21 CF 1977.
All right. Yes.
Mr. Lett's case, Judge, we're trying to work out a deal with the state. We've discussed some details and going back and forth on that. So at this time, can we ask to reset this for Thursday, July 6th at 9? See if we can take care of everything by then?
Okay.
No objection, Your Honor. The offer remains open.
Okay, thank you. July, y'all see if you can come to some agreement. Thank you. July
Yes, sir.
6th. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Anderson?
Is this Travis Anderson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Jennifer Flowers with RCC on behalf of Travis Dale Anderson, 22 CF 2410. We worked out an agreement with the state wherein he would pay restitution and the state would then dismiss the case. So we need to set up, announce that, how do we handle it?
Status set it for...
We were going to put him on for Thursday for a status conference, but we need something so that he can bring the check to the clerk of court in the meantime.
What I wonder if the clerk could set up a payment on the, is it possible?
Okay, I can
We can provide that.
It's, his name, the victim's name is Daniel Joshua Williams.
Do you have the address? I have it.
Do you need an address?
Just send that privately.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Email
How
it.
much?
I'll email it to you. Is that good? Okay. And I'll copy Ms. Flowers.
Okay, thank you. And so we'll just set him for Thursday, the 6th, for a status date.
How much does he owe?
It's $700.
All right, Mr. Anderson, you think you can get that done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll bring him back July 6th.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, I have out of custody Jekiah Griffin. And this is 22 CF 2991. Ms. Griffin is approaching. And I believe the state has an announcement in this case.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is going to dismiss the charges against Ms. Griffin per the victim's request. The victim has contacted my office several times, claims it was a misunderstanding, and she didn't intend on pressing charges against this defendant.
All right, this is 22 CF 2991, State versus Jekiah Griffin. The state wants to drop the charges against you. Any objection?
No, sir.
All right, charges dismissed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Kimberly Cohen. Your Honor, this is, Ms. Kimberly Cohen is on her way up. This is 22 CF 1460. We're asking to continue this 2 cycles. We're asking to continue 2 cycles for her to complete some outstanding requirements on her PTI.
Like, what, August 30th or something like that? I mean, excuse me, October 30th?
October 30th? That's good with us, okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
October 30th.
Thank you. And I have Sonia Watts. Ms. Watts is present and approaching in 23 CF 678. I had put it on today's docket in hopes that we could reach a resolution, but Ms. Watts and I just haven't had a chance to properly talk about the case, so we're going to ask for a continuance.
No objection.
August 28th.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Watts.
Thank you. And Jonathan Lawson. Jonathan Clay Lawson is present and approaching in 19 CF 3008. We became aware that he still has an outstanding 25 hours of community service he wants to complete, and I think the state is willing to give him one more continuance to get that done. So if we could just continue him to the 28th, or do you want to, like a miscellaneous date?
We do it August 10th.
August 10th?
August 10th, Your Honor.
Okay.
August 10th, okay, Mr. Lawson, just get those hours done, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And I think the rest of mine are in custody. Your Honor, this is Shamika Hutchinson, 23 CF 977. We have reached an agreement with the state. I'm just going to let Ms. Hutchinson sign on the top line. I know it's hard to write with that.
Is it Jamaica Hutchinson?
Shamika, right?
Yes, Shamika.
Shamika? Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yes. May I approach?
All right, this is State of Florida versus Shamika Hutchinson, 23 CF 977. You, Ms. Hutchinson, you want to enter a no contest plea to the charge of no valid driver's license, a misdemeanor. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Lesser included offense. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Did I swear her in? Would you raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Hutchinson, you want to enter a no contest plea to misdemeanor, no valid driver's license, a lesser included offense, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea? Are you happy with the work Ms. Flowers has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge guilty, sentenced to 6 months probation, $270 court costs, $150 cost of defense, waived cost of supervision, adjudicated guilty. Okay? Thank you.
see me before that.
Your Honor, this is Ryan Dimitri James, Jennifer Flowers with RCC for the record on his behalf. We're addressing case number 22 CF 1365, 22 CF 1431, and 22 CF 1883, in which Mr. J. Williams represents. Mr. James, we have reached an agreement with the state. We've previously gone over the agreement, but I'm just going to have Mr. James sign.
Judge, may I say something beforehand?
Hang on one second. I'm trying to find him on the docket. Oh, an add-on. No wonder I can't. Okay. His name is, his last name is James?
That's correct, Judge.
Yes, sir.
And your first name, sir?
Ryan.
Ryan James?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
You recently granted me a furlough to my father's funeral a few months ago, like maybe 90 days ago, and my mother passed away 30 days afterwards. I'm willing to sign this plea agreement that the state has offered me. I'm not objecting to it. They're doing the will to my mom and my dad's for my family to negotiate over stuff that we have going on dealing with our family issues, sir. I'm just asking for, at least at the end of this month, so I can finish my affairs with my family, sir. I'm not objecting to the offer, sir. I'm just asking if you can grant me another 30 days, at least 2 weeks to 30 days to take care of my family affairs, sir, if that's not an issue, sir.
Is your mom's funeral?
She didn't. I didn't. Both of them. They just both passed. You granted me the furlough. I went to them, and we just have to finish up our family affairs, sir.
I can do it for the funeral, but family affairs and kind of stuff. Mr. James, everybody, I'll be granting furloughs.
No. I'm not asking you to grant me a furlough, sir. I've already
Oh,
had.
you want to postpone sentencing?
Yes. That's all because we're doing the will in the state and stuff.
I got you.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
that's all I ask,
Okay,
sir.
yeah. I'll take a plea and then postpone sentencing. Is that what you're saying?
If that's okay, I'm not objecting to the plea to the offer, sir. I'm willing to sign. I just want to just take care of this, sir. If that's okay with you and the state.
I hadn't discussed that. We hadn't discussed that as long as the state.
Well, I'm trying to find out who's got the case.
Yeah, Ms. Leone, sorry.
He wants to enter a plea, but he'd like to postpone sentencing.
The state objects to the furlough.
He just wants to.
No, it's not a furlough.
No furlough.
He wants to,
He just wants to stay in jail. He wants to stay in jail for a couple of weeks.
Yes, I'm just not a furlough. My mom and my dad just recently passed. You know what I'm saying? I did the funeral and stuff. The judge already granted me the furlough and stuff. We just have to.
Okay.
Keep him in
That's the
jail.
sentencing on a different
For 2
day.
weeks.
Yeah, that's fine. Yes, ma'am.
No, he would need to be sentenced today.
Yeah, you need to be sentenced today, I think.
Well, no, what he's wanting me to do, he wants to enter a plea, postpone sentencing for a couple of weeks
Yes, sir.
before they take him off to prison. So he'll still stay in jail, not get out of jail.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Thank you.
We'll do that to take a plea.
That's
and
why I said
what
we need to
about
get the email so I
July
guess- I apologize.
27th?
Okay, that's okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sir?
We'll put you on sentencing July 20, is that enough time, July 27th?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I will not be here on that date. I'll be out of town.
August 10th.
But, Your Honor, can't we just postpone the imposition of the sentence? He enters the plea and everything now, and then when it's 2 weeks from now, the
That's what we're going to do.
sentence can be imposed.
I'm taking the plea now.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying that we may not need to come back on the 27th. He just has to be transported in 2 weeks from now. They wouldn't do that.
They won't do that. They'll send him out as fast as they can.
Okay, that's fine. We enter the plea.
We'll make it August 10th.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
So do we?
Can you come see me today?
So he needs to. You need to stay and enter the plea right now.
Enter a plea, and then I'll impose sentence on August 10th.
Okay.
So they won't take you to prison until August 10th or.
Okay, so.
If someone enters a plea, I'm kind of willing to work with them a little bit on, family, death, and that kind of stuff.
That's fine, Your Honor.
So, Your Honor,
So do we need? He still needs to sign the plea, and we need to take.
Take the plea, I won't sentence you now. I'll
Okay,
postpone
that's-
sentencing till
Yes,
August
sir.
10th.
Thank you, sir. Where do I sign? Up under it? I mean, above it?
Above it, yeah. Thank you. I can date it for you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Yes.
Hang
Oh,
on
you
a
got
second.
to stay here and enter the plea.
He's got questions he's got to ask you to take the plea.
Okay.
All right, this is case number 22 CF 1365, 22 CF 1431, and 22 CF 1883. And this is State versus Ryan Dimitri James. Let's see, I want to make sure. Is he pleading to all these felonies and misdemeanors listed on this plea form?
Except for my case, Judge. My case is going to be dismissed ultimately.
1883 is being null prost, and he's pleading in 1431, the first case, he's, the only thing that's.
Okay,
he's-
well,
he's
I'm not
pleading
going to
to-
go into that yet. He will, okay, so the state's going to dismiss 22 CF 1883 upon entry of this plea.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. James, you're entering a no contest plea in 22 CF 1365 to domestic violence battery, third-degree felony, controlled substance, more than 20 grams, possession of controlled substance, more than 20 grams of marijuana, third-degree felony, possession of controlled substance, third-degree felony, count 3, trafficking in meth, a first-degree felony. That's more than 14 grams, less than 28 grams. And in 22 CF 1431, trafficking in meth, more than 28 grams, less than 200, a first-degree felony. Possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. Resisting without violence, first-degree misdemeanor. Possession of controlled substance, more than 20 grams cannabis, a third-degree felony. Possession of controlled substance, a third-degree felony. Possession of a controlled substance, another third-degree felony. Violation of pretrial release, first-degree misdemeanor. Driving with license suspended or revoked, first-degree misdemeanor. So you're earning a no contest plea to all those charges in those two cases, and the state's dismissing 22 CF 1883, a sale manufacture with intent to sale or manufacture a controlled substance. The state's going to dismiss that and postpone sentencing till August 10th. You understand all that?
Yes, sir.
And with one correction, in 1431, that case, he's pleading to the lesser included trafficking F1 level 7. Instead of the 28 to 200 grams, he's pleading to a lesser included trafficking charge of the 14, greater than 14, less than 28 grams, which brings the minimum mandatory down to 3 years.
Okay,
I just want to make that correct on the
Yeah.
record.
all right.
That's the only, everything else is plea as charged.
And that's in 1431.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I got you. Okay. We'll make sure that's, it's written out here, so we'll make sure that, that you are pleading in that case today to lesser included offense of trafficking meth, more than 14 but less than 28. So that is a lesser than what's initially placed up here in the plea form. So in other words, that helps you out quite a bit.
Yes, sir.
And so you want to enter a no contest plea to those charges, correct?
Correct.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir. I was just, I mean,
know
I don't
no
want
one's
to.
gonna- I know no one's going to force you. I know no one's going to, but I got to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs
No, sir.
that would prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Flowers done for you on your case?
Precisely.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it, and I'll postpone your sentencing, Mr. James, to August 10th.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Are you going to wait until then to make an announcement? So you did? Okay.
State's dismissing 22 CF 1883.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is Joel Andrew Westbrook. We're here in 23 CF 1419, 23 CF 716. I believe Ms. Rivers is still of record on 1419, but we've got a global plea worked out, and let me just.
This is Joel Andrew Westbrook?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
Can I give you this worksheet?
All right, this is 23 CF 716 and 23 CF 1419, State of Florida versus Joel Andrew Westbrook. You're Mr. Westbrook?
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God?
Your Honor.
Okay. You want to enter a no contest plea to, is it straight up on these cases? No lesser included?
That's correct, Your Honor. Plea is charged on all counts.
All right, so in 23 CF 716, you're entering a plea of no contest, possession of a controlled substance, third-degree felony, possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor, no valid insurance, and no registration. I think those are second-degree misdemeanors, correct?
That's correct.
And then in 23 CF 1419, possession of a controlled substance, a third-degree felony, and no resident driver's license, and possession of paraphernalia, both second-degree misdemeanors.
Count 2 is a second-degree misdemeanor. Count 1 is a first-degree
First-degree misdemeanor, okay. So you want to enter a no contest plea to those charges, correct, sir? Okay. Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? Okay. It's recorded, so we have to speak up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers and Ms. Flowers have done for you on your case?
Very happy.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, Your Honor.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. In 23 CF 716, count 1, I'm going to withhold adjudication on count 1. 1 year standard probation, have a substance abuse evaluation, and complete any recommended treatment, random UAs, no alcohol or drugs without prescription, 25 hours community service work. Make a good faith attempt to get a proper insurance for any vehicle you may have in your name, and register any vehicle that you own. $515 court costs, $150 cost of defense, $100 cost of prosecution, waive cost of supervision. Counts 2 through 4 on that same case, the court's going to withhold adjudication, sentence you to 11.29 probation concurrent with count 1. In 23 CF 1419, count 1, withhold adjudication, 12-month standard probation concurrent with 23 CF 716, $515 court cost, $100 cost of prosecution, $150 cost of defense. Same conditions of probation as 23 CF 716. On counts 2 through 3, on this case, the court's going to withhold adjudication, 11.29 months probation concurrent. And adjudication is withheld on all the cases, all counts. Anything further?
No.
On the misdemeanors?
Second-degree misdemeanor.
Okay, on the misdemeanors, I'll change that sentence to, on the second-degree misdemeanors, I'll change that sentence from probation to time served in the county jail.
Your Honor, may he do community service for court costs?
Yes.
Waive cost of supervision?
Yes.
Oh, he did. Okay, just making sure. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Should we call Whited? Whited now. Your Honor, we have a client that previously entered a plea, Daniel Whited. I don't have the case number in front of me. He's not on. Okay, he's not on the docket today, but something came up with probation. I think Mr. Berry can probably explain it.
Your Honor, it's case number 2021 CF 3051.
Basically, he entered a plea. He admitted his violation of probation like a week ago and adjudicated him guilty, reimposed 18 months community control, and imposed all prior conditions, including a 42-month suspended sentence. Well, on the probation order, and I had personally missed it, but there was a bars to bed Keaton requirement that was in the prior probation order. So, but he was released, and I believe, so he's still, Keaton is basically a part of his sentence, but he's out of custody, and
Originally, it was bars to bed.
so we're asking to, since he's already out of custody, that he can go to Keaton, well, just straight from being out of custody, since he's already been released.
I have no objection to
All
the
right,
modification of
that's
that, Your
fine.
Honor.
You can do that.
I don't want to do bars today.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what he's
I'll let
saying,
you,
you don't
I'll
wanna
let
do
you
that.
stay out, and when they have an opening, you go do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And I believe, I had Brittany Way on the docket as well, and I made a call to Walton County Jail, and it was my understanding that they were aware of the transport order, and but she's not here, is she? Okay. So.
August 28th.
August 28th, okay. I will call again. And I think that's all I have before the court. May I be excused?
Yes.
Should I have a pro se Robert Faulkner?
Mr. Faulkner? Then we deal with I thought Mr. Faulkner was, what'd y'all find out about this fugitive business?
Yes, Your Honor. I was able to research and find out what is going on. He had 2 warrants, one out of a county in Florida, one out of Ohio. He posted bond on the case here in Florida on June 19th. So now, per the law and the statute, he needs to be held for 30 days from the 19th of June because he has a bond.
June 19th is when he posted bond on the Florida charges.
Correct.
So up to 30 days from then would be the maximum that he can be held without an extension, yes.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
So that's what I'm asking.
I can take Ms. Leon to her word on that.
All right, then that's what we'll.
So, and you said you signed your waiver of extradition, correct?
I bonded out the day that I came to Okaloosa County. It was not June the 19th. It was the day that I came to Okaloosa County, which was the 21st of the last month.
Of May.
Yes. And I also, if I may, Your Honor, I'd like to point something out. I was, if I remember correctly, the state said I was a fugitive of the state. And I'd like to point out that when I left Ohio a year ago, there was no charges that were pressed upon me.
That's just the name of the charge. It's not an actual charge.
I apologize.
So he's saying he bonded out May.
Yeah, he might have filed a waiver of extradition in May. The court's website shows that he posted the bond on 6/19. So.
19th, he posted the bond.
Yes, Your Honor, I can pull it up.
So they told me my bond was $1,000 when I got here. I didn't know what was going on in Ohio yet. I had a friend of
They say
mine.
you posted the bond in, was it Taylor County?
Yes, sir.
When did you post the bond in Taylor County?
The day that before I even got booked into Okaloosa County. I was in a different jail. From Eglin Air Base, I was arrested and took to a different jail. And they told me at that jail that I had a $1,000 bond. But I had to go to Okaloosa to take care of it. They said that was probably because of the warrants in Ohio. But anyways, as soon as I got to Okaloosa, it was took care of that day, before I was even booked in.
This, Leon is checking.
Your Honor, the records show that he posted bond on 6/19.
Posted bond where?
The $1,000
Where?
At the
For the-
Okaloosa.
Taylor County case, where he posted.
That's it. Yes, sir.
So let's see here.
Mr. Gibbs is checking into it too.
Bench warrants, information. One posted January 19th. Trying to pull up the actual cash bond receipt, Judge, from that Taylor County case. That Taylor County case number is 6223MM1.
Oh, it's a misdemeanor?
Yes, Judge.
Misdemeanor what?
Failure to appear.
There's a resisting without violence and a disorderly intoxication charge, Judge.
So he posted the bond in Taylor County
The,
when?
actually, Judge, the date of the check number from the clerk of court here in Okaloosa County is June 2nd.
June 2nd? Why? I'm talking about Taylor County.
To the payee of Taylor County, June 2nd is the day that the clerk in Okaloosa paid Taylor County for that bond.
Honestly, that was a couple days late.
Why does your computer say one thing, Miss Leone's computer says
May I
something?
show,
I pulled up the actual bond from the Taylor County case. Yeah, let me pull up the same thing. Yeah, but I pulled up the actual document. Click on that.
And he has no charges pending here, correct?
not in Okaloosa, no, Your Honor.
When's his court date, Taylor County? Do you have that information?
I'm pulling that up down, Judge. There was a notice to appear that was filed on 6/19 as well. Scheduled for arraignment next Monday for the Honorable Gregory S. Parker.
Miss, so you know to be in court in Taylor County Monday.
This is news to me. I actually didn't know when I was supposed to be there, but I'll be there. I mean,
That's because they emailed it. They mailed it to this address in Gainesville.
that's where I was at. Yeah,
Can you give him a copy or some piece of paper or something that,
that'd be great.
I can send him a copy, certainly.
Thank you.
Miss Leone, I'm gonna go ahead and let him out. Okay, look, see what breaking the law, if you did get, see how all these kind of hassles?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
I left Ohio, came here, best
Okay,
decision ever
don't
did.
break the law.
I won't.
I'm letting you out.
Thank you.
Go to Taylor County, make sure you make court Monday,
I
okay?
will. Yes, sir.
You know where it's at because you've been there before.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'll release him today.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Just come by my office Wednesday. We'll be closed tomorrow.
Okay.
Come by my office Wednesday. We'll give you the notice that you need.
I'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, next.
I don't have any other business, Judge.
Mr. Williams, you got cases?
Judge, the only case I still have is Danny Mason. We passed him till the end of the docket to see, I guess, if he showed up. And
All right, no
He's not
bond
showed up.
capias. What about Dennis
Yes,
Gray?
may I approach, Your Honor? I have signed the agreement to a misdemeanor.
All right,
Mr. Browning sent it to me. We all have signed it.
okay, the public defenders don't get to leave yet. All right, this is 23 CF 734, State versus Dennis Sanford Gray. He has entered a no contest plea to a lesser offense of petty theft, signed a plea and sentencing agreement. Court withholds adjudication. Sentence him to 11 months, 29 days probation with supervision by Judicial Correction Services at $50 per month. Cost of supervision, pay $600 restitution to Randy Wise at a minimum of $150 per month. Pay $515 court costs, no contact with victim Randy Wise, no trespassing at Randy Wise Homes, Inc., and complete an anti-theft course. And that is 23 CF 734.
What was the name on that, Your Honor?
Dennis Gray, Grey.
Dennis Sanford Gray. All right, so I've got the trials are a 2-day trial starting July 10th for Jeremy Koser, correct?
Yes.
Then I got, let's see, a 1-day trial starting July 21st. That's, and then picked juries on these days also. Jason Blocker, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And then on July 19th, a 1-day trial, and that is Stefan Creech.
Yes.
And then July 14th, Friday, a 1-day trial, Jeremy Ford.
Correct.
And then on July 12th, a 2-day trial, Joshua Willis.
Your Honor, it's a 1-day trial.
1-day trial,
And is that the Wednesday? Is the 12th?
12th, July 12th, a 1-day trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
It seemed like we had more trials scheduled than that. Do you want to not call somebody?
I think earlier you had said that there was 5 and you've listed 5 now, Judge.
I have.
Yes, yes.
I've got a name here that is, what about someone named Owens, Charles Owens, arson?
And Your Honor, we continued that to the 27th. He was the gentleman that was taken into custody for a misdemeanor failure to appear.
Today?
Yes, sir. We continued it to July 27th.
Okay. What about Allison Snipes?
Your Honor, the state null pros that case. She should have been released this weekend.
Okay. Is there anyone else that I haven't called?
Your Honor, I had one that I just talked to Ms. Glisson about, Joel Westbrook.
Joel Westbrook?
He's number 17 on the docket.
Okay.
He was the one you sentenced to 1129 on some cases and 1-year probation on others. In conversation with Ms. Glisson, if the court's inclined just to give him 1129 on all the things that you gave him 12 months on, that would help probation tremendously.
Okay. Ms. Glisson, did you have an objection on that?
No, Your Honor, that's
okay.
fine. Whatever's easier for
1129 on all the cases on Mr. Westbrook instead of 12 months.
Right, except for the second-degree misdemeanors, and you gave him time served on.
Yeah, time served.
Okay.
I'm always willing to help out probation.
Thanks. We still work on the old DOS system, and it's hard to put these
I got you.
termination dates in.
I got you. All right, so now get me your jury instructions, the Thursday before the selection and the latest information. And we'll have some trials. Good. We get to try out this beautiful courtroom. Anything further?
Not that I have, Judge.
All right. Thank you all.
We do have